You're watching the Talk Mania, and I'm your host CJ. Welcome back to another album review, and this album review will be Lamb of God Omens, as you can see in the title. Another Lamb of God album, and one for the new era, the one where they came back big with their last self-titled release back in 2020 or 2019. I think it was 2020, 2019. Did some stuff for that album too. I think it was on one of the end of the year lists, but yeah, this is the follow up to that album where they harnessed their original brutal, fantastic fucking sound that they had before. Um, yeah. Lamb of God brings the classic brutality with the second album in the reborn age. I call it the reborn age of Lamb of God because it is, yeah, it's the age where they came back big with the self title. And this album really does show that they still got it, honestly. This album shows that Lamb of God can still win at the game and win big with the fans. I know a lot of people are saying this is one of their best albums, and yeah, I agree heavily with this. I don't know which one I like better, the original, the self-title, or this one. I really don't know. Probably won't be able to decide in a very long time because they're basically really interchangeable right now with me. This album is like the one before it. It can stand up to the other older albums. It is way better than their like 2007 onwards up until the newest or the last album. Yeah, and the most popular ones. It can stand up to the most popular ones. The uh, what is it? I'm having a brain fart here, but you know what I mean. The one with Laid to Rest, the one with Walk with Me in Hell, those albums. Um, yeah. Omens gets straight to what Lamb of God wanted to accomplish, and that was a riff barrage. The riff barrage is basically the Lamb of God staple, the down-tuned, like, alternative picking style that they got that's just absolutely brutal. And yeah, I have no gripes about this album at all. I'm a fan of this one. I'm definitely a fan of this one. It probably will end up on the end of the year list this year. I already got it written down for one that I would listen to and rate out of like the ones that I think made it already. So yeah. Um Standout songs. Nevermore. This is an absolute fucking amazing song. Absolutely fucking great way to start this album. One of the most intense Lamb of God songs right away. I like how they just start the intensity just right away. There's no downtime with this album. There's no slow parts. It's all just straightforward, brutal, and yeah. To the Grave, the reason this song is one of the best on this album is brutality. To the Grave has just amazing brutality to it. Lamb of God with Lamb of God, this has always been about heavy. It's always been about heaviness and brutality and just bringing you the most hard hitting riffs. And yeah, they became mainstream for it. So hats off to them. Honestly, this band is one of the greatest bands out there. Honestly, they are. They're one of the greatest bands out there, and that's why. Is because they could take such a underground like death metal-y sound and make it mainstream, which not a whole lot of bands can do. Ditch. I can sum it up like this: epic destructive riffage. Kind of tricked myself with that one, but ill designs. One of those songs I cannot pinpoint why I like it, but I like it, and it's a standout to me. You know, it's probably my fifth favorite one on here, and there's 10 songs, so if I was doing 4, it wouldn't have been on here, but I do 5. September song, and here is where it's my favorite. This is my favorite song on the album. Why? Because it's just absolutely plain fucking ferocious, honestly. This song is just fucking epic. It's got everything you want from a Lamb of God song. Brutal. Eh. This song has. It's kind of. I compare it to Laid to Rest. I compare it to Laid to Rest. Honestly, it's about as good as Laid to Rest. Yeah. One of the most brutal Lamb of God songs I've heard personally. Like, I've listened to every single one of their albums, and this September song is one of the most brutal songs they had. And Nevermore is the same way. But yeah, that's what I like about this Lamb of God album. It's just absolutely brutal all the way through, non-stop brutality. Love it. So that's what I think of this album. Hope everyone liked it, and I will see everyone whenever I upload again. So.